Welcome to the Exchangeable Show, where we talk all things 1031 exchange. I'm your host, Michael Velasco. Today we're going to be talking about your timelines for a 1031 exchange. That's what we're talking about today, guys. Stay tuned. So timelines for a 1031 exchange, guys, there's two big ones that you need to know about. First, your 45-day identification period from the time you close on your relinquished property. The property you're selling, you have 45 days to identify a new property, and you can identify up to 3 properties. Okay, so during that 45-day period, which begins the day you close on your relinquished property, you've got the entire escrow period to identify, and then once you close on the relinquished property, you have 45 days to identify. Okay, so you've got that entire time frame you can identify a property. What does identification mean? An identification document, typically for qualified intermediaries like myself, they're just a one-page form that's got the legal description and the address of the properties you want to identify. Our recommendation in this real estate market is that you identify typically later in the identification period, because you want to be through inspection and appraisal typically. So you know you're going to close on that property, right? If something happens the escrow, then we're going to have to re-identify. And so you can identify up to 3 properties. Okay, so it's really, really important during that 45-day inspection period that we identify property. Okay, within 180 days of closing on your relinquished property, you have to close on the new property. Okay, so it's a really long time frame, and you may be asking, why such a long time frame? Well, typically commercial properties take a little bit longer to close than residential, and that's why the IRS has granted us 180 days. But remember, you have 45 days to identify, so you have to close on one of those properties you identified during the 45-day identification period, and we have to close within 180 days. Most of our 1031 exchanges, you're usually closed before that 45-day period in most cases, okay? So if you have any questions about the identification period, feel free to comment below, send us a DM. So those are the 2 time frames you really need to worry about. The 45 days after you close on the relinquished property to identify, and then you have to close within 180 days. In most cases, in an IRS dispute audit, those are the 2 dates that they're greatly concerned about, just making sure you're staying within those time frames. So that's our show for today, guys. If you have any questions, again, shoot us a DM, comment below. Please like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.